Hey, this is Ari, and in this video, I want to share a little clip from a recent podcast I did with Marjorie Wildcraft on why you should be growing your own food. So check this clip out. And also, if you enjoy this, if you're interested in this topic, click the link below this video to listen to the full episode. I highly recommend it. I think you're going to get a lot of value from it. So enjoy. Given what's going on in the world right now, there are some people promoting an idea that you should stock up on food. You should you should buy these little survival buckets that give you 5 days or 7 days of food and things like that. What do you think of that kind of mindset, and how does it compare to what you're advocating?
I absolutely advocate buying backup food right now, especially. If you remember, a part of my life was all about money and making money. And this is also widely available. I was overlaying charts of the M1 money supply, which is published by the Fed, which is the Federal Reserve, over money supply charts from Weimar Germany, which is one of the most interesting experiences of hyperinflation and collapse that we have. That's happened many, many times, by the way. So I just use that one because those charts were widely available. We are in lockstep with that. And I will make a very bold prediction that by this summer, it will be abundantly apparent to everybody that inflation is spiraling out of control and getting higher and higher. The really good news is you have a window right now to do what you need to do. Before the prices get completely out of control. Last month, the inflation rate was at 7.9%. Inflation is increasing every month. It's completely out of control. The quarter point or half point interest rates that the Fed is doing is not going to even begin to mitigate this issue. And I'm a huge advocate of buy as much backup food supply as you can right now. I would say 5 days is not enough. I would say you want to look at least a year and maybe more, and start learning to grow food, because this is a long-term thing. This is not going to be over in a year or two. This is not going to be over in 4 or 5 years. This is going to take a long time to work out. You don't just rebuild supply chains overnight. To go into backup food supplies, the best thing to do is buy foods that you normally eat. Now, I don't normally eat much food that's very storable. Like, I don't eat a lot of grains or a lot of beans. So for me, it's a little, I depend on having systems for live living foods that I eat that's, more, protein and fat and vegetable oriented. But I still have a whole bunch of beans and rice and grains, because for me, it's a worst case scenario thing. Yeah, my body probably could do that if there's absolutely nothing. But more importantly is maybe I can trade a couple of pounds of beans for some fresh fish or for egg or whatever else that I might need or want. So you need to think of it, mostly Americans for the past 40, 50 years, the calorie has been a bad word, right? The calorie is about to be a unit of currency. It is about to be how everything is determined. I've done a lot of collapse interviews with survivors of collapse. I've traveled to Cuba to interview people that survived through that, and read a lot of historical accounts. And while, yeah, it's super important to have, I don't have my handgun with me here in Puerto Rico. It's not that good. I'm used to living in Texas or Colorado. Everybody's on. But I mean, to have some security, it's very good to have medical skills. But the number one thing that all collapse survivors talk about is not that. They talk about being hungry. So food is primary. And we've had an incredibly luxury life where we just didn't even have to worry about it. And that is changing.
Hey, this is Ari. I hope you enjoyed this video. And one more thing before you go. Actually, two more things. One is, if you enjoyed this particular little clip, the link to the full-length podcast is in the description down below. So make sure to check that out. Also, one more thing. Let me ask you a question. What if I could show you how to double your energy levels and dramatically improve your brain function, reducing your anxiety and depression to a degree on par with antidepressant drugs, but without the side effects? Sound pretty interesting? Well, there are, in fact, numerous compounds that can do this, that have been shown to do this. And I'll take you through just a few of these very briefly. One of them is rhodiola rosea. And this has been shown in studies, rhodiola rosea extract in people with stress-related fatigue and exhaustion to cut their levels of fatigue and brain fog in half in less than a month. Just this one compound. There's another compound in my formula Energenesis called NT factor phospholipids that's been shown to help repair mitochondrial membranes and mitochondrial health to the level of healthy 29-year-olds, taking people with deteriorated mitochondria who are over the age of 65, restoring it to the level of healthy 29-year-olds. And that has been shown in numerous studies in various types of chronic fatigue, aging-associated chronic fatigue, obesity-related chronic fatigue syndrome, to increase energy levels by 30 to 45% in the span of 4 to 12 weeks, depending on the specific study. So dramatic improvements in a very, very short period of time. Two more compounds that are amazing, I highly recommend, that are in my formula Ultra Brain, along with rhodiola rosea. Saffron extract. This has been shown to increase levels of, improve your mood, I should say, and decrease levels of depression on par with fluoxetine, which is Prozac. And not only that, but with fewer side effects. It's much safer and much less likely to cause negative effects than antidepressant drugs are. Acetyl L-carnitine is another compound that's been shown to dramatically improve brain health in older adults. It also improve energy levels in older adults with chronic fatigue by between 40 to 50% in just the span of 2 to 4 months. And the last thing I'll mention here is acetyl L-carnitine has also been compared to antidepressant drugs and been shown, like saffron, to be as effective as antidepressant drugs in combating depression, but without the harmful side effects that so often occur with the drugs. So this is just a small sampling of the over 35 compounds that are in my formulas Energenesis and Ultra Brain that are all proven to dramatically improve energy levels, mitochondrial health, and brain health, and much, much more. And I highly recommend that you go check these out. If you're struggling with depression or anxiety or brain fog, if you're struggling with stress-related exhaustion and burnout, if you're struggling with chronic fatigue, go check out these formulas, give them a shot. I promise you are going to be blown away by the results. And like I said, the science has already proven that these things work. So you don't have to just take my word for it. There's lots of research to support that, and I'll even link to some of that research down below so you can verify everything that I just said for yourself. So the links to those studies will be in the description for this video down below. So check them out. Check out the formulas on theenergyblueprint.com. Again, Energenesis is the mitochondrial formula, and Ultra Brain is our brain formula. Check them out, try them out, and I think you're going to be blown away by the results. Thanks so much, and I'll talk to you again soon.